Hello, and happy fucking Wednesday. And welcome to People Talk Now. I'm your host, Vanessa Herrera, and this is the show where you ask about it and I talk about it. And let's not forget, guys, we're trying to change the pace out here on what these beautiful people are calling better days. So I hope everybody's having a good morning. The weather has been kind of gloomy. What is up with that? Rainy days for the whole week. I'm not the weather man or weather woman, but the vibe is good. Makes you want to get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. For those of you that are on the no coffee forever grind like me. No. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I don't know where everybody's headed this morning. If you're headed to work, to school, everybody's got somewhere to go. Everybody's got somewhere to be. And even if you don't, well, fucking A, man. I'm glad you're here. Let's get right to it. So I told you guys previously in the beginning of this week that I was going to talk about how to deal with pain. And I feel like all of us at one point or another have dealt with some sort of pain, whether it be depression, whether it be sadness, all sorts of things. But definitely all these things come into play, when it comes to you feeling down and you're depressed or you don't know how to cope with the pain that you're dealing with. And so I thought to myself, why not talk about ways that, you can improve your mood during those stages of your life when you're feeling down? Because, the truth is that we've all had stages where we've either been down or we've just been going through this really rough patch. And sometimes some of us aren't so lucky to get ourselves out of that situation. And there's this quote that I saw this past weekend. And it's really dope. It's by, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Anais Nin. And the quote goes like this. It says, "The secret of joy is the mastery of pain." And I've always said this. I've always said that through insane pain comes fucking an insane amount of joy. Because when you've been through that sort of pain, you know how to manifest a good life for yourself because you've already been through the works, Not to say that you're never going to go through pain again because, you might walk away after listening to this podcast and might fucking stub your toe and be pissed off at me. But let's get to the point here. So, yeah, all I'm trying to say is that when I was younger, when I got depressed, I stayed depressed for a while. And every single day, it felt like it was a battle. And for literally over a year, I remember when I was younger that every single day felt heavy and every day it felt like pointless to me. And those are the sensations I felt when I was going through this pain. And ever since then, obviously, like that was over a decade ago, I've made tremendous progress by becoming more self-aware and practicing self-love and noticing like the little blessings here and there and the possibilities in my life. And basically just knowing that I still have days when those familiar old ways will try to sneak back up on me, but it's just to continue reminding myself of what it is that I have accomplished so far. But those particular days, I used to call those zombie days, where I would just completely shut down and desperately look for ways to distract myself from my feelings. And I suspect that we all have zombie days from time to time. And I think it's important to give ourselves permission to not always be happy, but there are also like ways to improve our mood when we're feeling down. And that's important to know because just like I said, before, everybody's different and everybody has different ways of dealing with pain. But if you're looking for suggestions, I have some helpful ways to kind of help you cope with that. And again, I need to remind everybody here that I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor in any way. If there is something that you're going through that you feel you just can't reach out to anybody, there's hotlines that are always available for people to, reach out to somebody, and there's always going to be somebody at hand to talk to. I'm always here to lend out a reaching hand and an ear and a shoulder. So, there's a lot of things that I can talk about here for a second that can get someone to that state of depression and sadness and pain and all of that, all wrapped up into a gift that nobody wants to receive, really. But, it could be caused by breakups. It could be caused by, losing a job. There's so many ways there's so many reasons why somebody would feel that way. And sometimes relationship breakups, divorce, maybe the loss of your health, maybe losing a job would make you feel, depressed or in pain or sadness. Sometimes loss of financial stability. Maybe you had a miscarriage, maybe retirement. Maybe you've been a victim of abuse. Maybe the death of a pet, because everybody knows your pets, I don't like to call them pets, but, your animal companions, they're family too, Loss of a cherished dream. Maybe you had a dream or a goal and you feel like you're not there, and depression sinking in. A loved one that you grew up with, or somebody is seriously ill. Maybe so you lost a friend, or a loss of a friendship. Loss of safety after a trauma, or just selling a family home, or you lost something that was part of your family. So sometimes even those little subtle losses in your life can trigger a sense of grief. You know what I mean? So sometimes you might even feel a little down after moving away from a home, or graduating from college, or changing jobs. But whatever your loss, it's personal to you, and you shouldn't feel guilty about feeling the way you feel. You know what I mean? And believe that somehow it's appropriate for you to grieve about certain things, whether it's personal or anything. If it's significant to you, it is normal for you to grieve that loss that you're experiencing. So I have here ways that helped me when I was going through depression, when I was going through, any type of grief, when I was feeling pain, and I'm just in those stages where I'm like, how the fuck do I get out of this? Like how do I get out of this, feeling like I don't want to feel like this anymore? And you break down and you're like, I don't get it. Like, why me? Right? And so the hardest thing is going to be for you to do, and I'm putting my hand on your shoulder right now. I don't know if you can feel it. My hands are a little cold. It's kind of cold out here. But you got to step back and you got to reflect about yourself, not about anybody else. Because whenever I started feeling depressed, I would try my best to stop, reflect, and get to the root of why I was feeling the way I was feeling. The next thing that you can do is reach out to someone, because I was infamous. I kid you not. I was infamous for always bottling up my feelings out of fear that I was going to get judged if I talked about them. I've since learned that reaching out to a loving, someone that's understanding, is one of the best things that I can do. And that's one of the best things that you can do. So if you know someone that is always been understanding whenever you talk to them, you shouldn't feel ashamed. Like, they're your friend for a reason. And if you can count on them, you've always been able to count on them. Then even in situations like this, where you need to let out some things, then that should be the first person you call. That should be the first person that you see in person or meet up with and unload those feelings, because you know that person's going to do everything in their power to make sure you're okay and that you release those feelings, because it's healthy to do that as well. Another thing that I always do is seems like I feel like this is a global thing for everybody, is listen to music, you know? Music is, oh my God, music is such a beautiful thing. Music can heal people. It can just instantly put you in a better mood. It can make you feel like less by yourself, like you're with somebody, or you matter, or just uplift you in a way that sometimes other things can. And sometimes what I love about music is that music has that capability of taking you on a mental journey. And that's, to me, that's like, holy shit, that's power right there. That's the power of music. So another thing that you definitely could try is cuddle with someone or play with your pets. Again, I don't like to call them pets, but you know, it's none of my business. But you can call them your little furry companions. Unless it's a snake, then just let them choke you to death. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. I have a really sweet, cute little cat. And, you know, sometimes it just feels good to come home and just rub her belly and just love her, you know. You know, pets or your companions, they're always quick to kind of shower you with love whenever they see you. So again, I think spending quality time with a loving pet can just instantly make your heart and your soul just feel a whole lot better. You know what I mean? What's another thing? I used to do this a lot. I used to go for walks. Walking would always help me clear my head and shed like any negative energy that was like going through my mind. It's especially therapeutic if you choose to walk at a very scenic location, you know? Don't do like I would do, okay? Don't do what I would do. I'll go take off walking in the middle of the night. Okay, so another thing you could do is drink something healthy, something invigorating. For some reason, orange juice always puts me in a better mood. It kind of makes me... It helps me revitalize almost, you know what I mean? Like it has that, I don't know if it's the citrus, but there are so many good health and mood benefits of drinking orange juice and other fruit juices. So definitely look that up. And yeah, it's a good one. Trust me. I will literally get 3 oranges, peel the skin off, throw them in the juicer with like, I think half a cup of water, and that makes a whole tall ass glass of natural orange juice. Amazing. Another suggestion, I feel like I always say this to you guys if you've been listening to my podcast since day one. I always say write. Write. This has been the story of my life. Whenever I need to express something, it doesn't matter. Don't say, oh, Vanessa, well, I'm not a writer. Bullshit. Everybody's a writer. Just got to dig that little writer out within you, okay? Because writing is usually the first thing I do when I'm feeling down. Whether I'm... Shoot, tell me. Anyways, it always helps me get my thoughts and feelings out in front of me. And to me, that's like, it's such a power that we possess. The ability to just write something out and just unbottle our thoughts. So another thing, a lot of the times, especially now, y'all, we in 2020, people don't fucking sleep, man. Everybody's awake almost 24/7. That's why we got some grouchy ass people out here on the roads, but that's not my business though. But take a nap. I suggest take a nap. Why? Because sometimes we just need to recharge up. Most of the time we don't even realize that we're just tired. Our body's just like, yo, you're not giving me the rest I deserve, man. Like, our body is our I don't know. It's like our train conductor, right? It'll take us wherever the hell we need to go, man. But at the end of the day, it's not going to go anywhere if it's not running properly. And you got to make sure that you're charging it up, that it has the right amount of energy. Because if you're just going days and days and you're just getting minimal sleep and you're putting out more than you're putting in, imagine how that would take eventually a mental toll on obviously on your mental, you know what I mean? And on your body. So just always feel better. I always personally feel better after getting some rest. So I'm suggesting the same thing to you. Get some goddamn sleep, okay? Stop drinking so much coffee, okay? You and Starbucks, y'all need to take a break. It's time to take a break. It's time for you and Starbucks to take a break, okay? Also, planning a fun activity can always just help improve your mood. You know, okay, first of all, I'm going to say that it's going to sound kind of crazy, but sometimes mopping my house has a way of just kind of making me feel better. But we're not talking about that kind of activity. Just plan a small little trip for the weekend, something small. You gotta break the bank, do something like, go sleep overnight at the beach. Just get away for a little bit, create something in your house, like get into a hobby and just get your mind off of the one thing that's putting you down. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody. Do something spontaneous. That's always been one of my favorite go-tos. Sometimes you just feel like you need to do that. You need that rush of dopamine, So I feel like some of my favorite memories that I can think of always entail by me making those spontaneous choices. So I feel like we should all learn to let go of like routine every now and then and do something exciting and unplanned. Because sometimes the things that can get you depressed is just doing the same shit day in and day out. So you need to learn how to live a little bit and just let go and flap them wings already. Okay? Vanessa's pushing you out the nest. You're welcome. I got you though. I'll catch you just in case, you wasn't ready. Prioritize. I feel like sometimes I get depressed or I start feeling like a little bit like stressed or sad, or you may get a little bit of anxiety from just feeling like your priorities are just basically out of balance, because nobody likes that. Nobody in this world, day and age, kind of feels like fuck, like my shit's all like not where it needs to be. So I try to make sure that I'm giving a fair amount of attention to all of my priorities in my life, whether it's relationships, health, personal happiness. Like you just got to make sure everything's in the right little baskets in your brain. Sometimes that's what it is. Like if shit starts kind of like going too much into something else, guess what? You start feeling that like, oh damn, how am I gonna get back? How do I get back somebody? It's like it be like that, you guys. Seriously. Whew. Sometimes it's always helpful that, I feel like when I'm having those moments, sometimes maybe you just miss somebody, maybe you miss a loved one that passed away. And I look through old photographs or snap some new ones, shit. Maybe you don't got to look through old photographs, but sorting through old memories or capturing new ones usually puts a smile on my face. So I suggest you do the same. I mean, it's 2020, y'all. Most of us got, a phone, and we use it for Instagram, Facebook, and all these things anyways to get in touch with people and post all these sometimes relevant, sometimes not so relevant things. So it's just like we might as well do things that are going to capture our creativity side and get us out of whatever we're feeling inside internally, Hug someone. That's right. I said it. Hug somebody. I used to not be, but I am definitely a hugger now. You come to me, you best believe that I'm going to give you a big ass hug. Hugs are such an easy way to express love and care without having to say a word. Okay? You could just feel somebody's love and the care. So I suggest that if you're feeling some sadness within you, you're feeling some hurt, some pain, maybe you're depressed, sometimes just going up to somebody, a family member, and just being like, you know what, don't say anything, just give them a hug. And just sometimes like everything you're feeling will come out. Because sometimes life can get heavy, you guys, and I understand that, Cry. I'm the type of person that I don't like crying in front of people. I don't. But whenever I have an opportunity to kind of slink away and cry by myself, I always feel better afterwards. I do. Sometimes life could be going fucking fantastic, but sometimes you start thinking about memories of the people you've lost. Sometimes you think about maybe it's other things. Maybe you just are not where you want to be in life, or maybe you just got out of a relationship and you're just sad and you haven't been able to just deal with your pain. Cry, because crying releases pain. And don't be ashamed of it, because it's a feeling we have to release little by little. Sometimes we can read back over old emails or text messages or listen to old voicemails. Yeah, so, I mean, whenever I feel bad about myself, I like to read, like, I don't know, emails, comments, people who are my readers, listeners, voicemails that people have left me. I still have a voicemail left over from my dad. Sometimes I'll go over and I'll just listen to it over and over and over again. Just feel like he's still here, you know? But doing that reminds me that I'm loved, I'm thought about, and I'm appreciated. And I feel like sometimes we forget that about ourselves. You know, we're going through our day-to-day life and we're just going around and we're just going and going and going, and we think we have to keep going until our freaking batteries fall out. And it's not like that, you guys. It's not. How can we move forward and be happy? How can we be better for anyone if we can't be better for ourselves? How can we love someone if we can't love ourselves? How can we heal someone if we can't heal ourselves? Reconnect with someone. Get back in touch with an old friend or a family member that you haven't spoken to in a while. Sometimes reconnecting with people almost always puts you in a good mood. And for me specifically, it fills my heart up with love. It lets me know, like, damn, like, I have family here, I have family here, I have friends, even those friends that feel like family to you. Reach out to them, reconnect with them, go out to lunch, go out to the park, go do something, you know what I mean? Just don't go get Starbucks. Write yourself a letter. This is one of my favorites. So sometimes I try to separate myself from my ego and give myself a pep talk every now and then and say, hey, nobody can give you wiser advice than yourself. But just write something down. Write a letter to yourself. Write about what you're feeling. And it's directed to yourself. And keep it. Or not. Or fucking burn it. I don't know. Just please don't catch anything on fire. You can also try a deep breathing exercise. I'm always like, I feel like I'm always abdicating for like meditation, and that's okay. I'm not ashamed of it. But sometimes there are all kinds of deep breathing exercise out there. But I feel like if you find one that you like and do it whenever you're feeling stressed out or over emotional, or just like things are just getting to you too much, sometimes I have a cushion. I have a meditation cushion, and sometimes it just feels good to just sit on it. And whether you have to go on YouTube and find a guided meditation, or maybe you don't need that. Maybe you're a pro and you just sit down and you just try to erase everything from your mind, cancel out all the noise, because the only thing that should be in your mind is just you listening to yourself breathe. Your mind should be empty. Okay? Damn, I relaxed myself right now. Whew, wow, okay. I always say I wasn't always like this, but practicing genuine gratitude on a daily basis has been a major source of healing in my life. Why? Because it's important for you to be grateful for every little thing that you have done. And I think a lot of us forget that as the days go, moving forward, we don't really think ourselves, we don't say like, damn, I'm this age and, like I should be like thanking myself, like congratulating myself and be grateful that I'm still here. Like, holy shit. Because to me, like whether you're going through depression or you're feeling pain, and you just don't know how to let that go, my best advice to you is just realize this right now that you're listening to me, is that you are here right now listening to me. And there is a purpose for you right now on this earth. And whether someone saw that in you or not, that is okay. Because I'm telling you that there is a purpose for you. Whether you see it right now or not, there is a reason why you're here. Because this world runs on frequencies. Everybody's frequencies kind of intertwines with one another's. Everybody's energies correlates with one another's. So there is a reason why your energy needs to be here. If your energy is gone before it needs to be, the whole fucking system fucks up. And that's the truth. Why do I believe in that so much? Because I just do. I just do. And I'm saying this, and you should say it with conviction. I am here because I need to be. And whether you have it figured out right now or not, you will. Eventually you will. So there's no rush. In the meantime, just find that gratitude that, you know what? Find something to be grateful for. But it will make you feel whole. I can guarantee you that when you start finding reasons to be like, okay, there's a reason why I'm here. I woke up. That's a start. Sometimes I feel like rewatching funny or inspiring YouTube videos kind of gets me out of whatever I'm feeling. One of my favorite ones, to be honest, is called Webcam 101 for Seniors. And the reason why this particular YouTube video is so funny because it's like an old couple. They're like a senior citizen couple, and it took them like 3 minutes to figure out how to do, they were trying to do no, actually I don't even remember if they actually ever figured it out, to be honest, but I just like watching it because their reaction to trying to figure out how to take a picture on this laptop through the webcam is just hilarious because it's so genuine, it's so real, because we all have grandparents and not all of our grandparents are technology savvy, and it's relatable, you know what I mean? You're just watching them and you're kind of laughing, but you're just like, damn. And it's also at the same time just really endearing to see, because you know that could happen to your grandparents, you know what I mean? And so they put you in a good mood because it's relatable, it's honest, you know what I mean? It's not put on, it's not fake or anything like that. So I feel like that video cheers me up every time. There's also so many funny and inspiring videos you can always watch online that, you can kind of look at and be like, dude, it's so easy. We have the power of the internet. We didn't have that. We haven't always had this the way we do now. And now you can just type up funny, inspirational videos and you will see something, that will kind of just help you snap you out of that mood. One of my favorites is baking something. I love baking something. Baking has always been therapeutic and mildly entertaining for me. Plus, I can eat whatever I bake, so I share with other people afterwards. So that always makes me feel good, with my family. If I bake cookies, cupcakes, a cake, whatever it may be, they're always there being like, what's up? Want some cookies? And it makes me feel good, because I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. The sharing, the giving, the connection with family. So another thing that I would suggest is get out of the house. Get out of the fucking house, yo. Okay, I work from home, That's what I like to say. So a large majority of my time is spent indoors, either in front of my laptop, or you got to make a point to get out here and there. But every now and then, whenever it's, whether it's a nice time outside, go get some fresh air or stay indoors, but just get some food, get a good book, and just try to get your mind out of that state that you're in. Another thing is to always make sure that you focus on what truly matters to you. Sometimes I forget what matters to me and what isn't that important. So some things just aren't worth getting too upset over. You know what I mean? Like, you have to focus on what really matters. You have to be able to tell yourself, like, okay, is there something I can do about this right now? If there's something that you can't do about it, then just try your best to let it go. Because if it's making you feel that way, then chances are it doesn't serve you. And that's the universe kind of saying, like, look, listen to me. You're feeling this pain because you're being a stubborn ass and you're not willing to let this go. And this is us, the energy around you, trying to say, look, this doesn't serve you. It's not meant for you. Just let it go. I'm doing you the favor. Okay? Take a negative comment or a situation and look for something positive about it. For example, if someone says something negative to me, or I get stuck in an unpleasant situation, sometimes it helps to look at it from a different angle. Perspective is always everything. It always is. Because even some asshole coming up to you and just ripping you a new asshole with some random shit that you're just like, okay, I don't agree with this, but there is maybe something that you can get out of that, and you got to look at a positive outlook and be like, you know what? Okay, I don't agree with that, but this kind of helped me look at it in a different angle now. So, okay, now for the future, someone were to ever come up to me with this particular situation, I think I know how to handle it better or whatnot. Daydream. I don't know why, but I've always been a daydreamer. I like to daydream sometimes. I guess it comes with the territory. When you're a writer, you like to daydream because I'm able to create stories in my head. And sometimes it's nice to take a little mental vacation. Sometimes I could be right here sitting in front of my desk. Next thing you know, I'm in Hawaii, sitting on the sand. I didn't even leave my desk. Let your mind wander for a while. It's always nice, As long as it's taking you away from the sad stuff, it's all good. Sometimes letting some natural sunlight come in your room, it's always a good thing. Open all the blinds, curtains, letting natural sunlight flood your home can kind of help elevate your mood sometimes. And that's always good, because if you're one of those people that's afraid of the sunlight and you're in there like, oh, like, I don't know, I was going to say, what's the right word I'm looking here for? Vampire? I think that was the one. Vampire, yeah. You might want to let some sunshine. A little vitamin D always improves your mood, so that's always good. Take a mental health day. Sometimes, you guys, I'm telling you guys, sometimes we just need a day to clear our heads and to kind of take care of our souls, man, because that's important. That's the most important thing. And to me, my mental health is the top priority in my life. It should be yours too. And nobody, and I mean nobody, if you feel like someone is taking control of that, someone else other than yourself is taking control of your mental health. You're already not in the right place where you should be. And you probably should walk away. Let go. This is a very simple mantra of mine. I usually say it to myself multiple times each day. I will say, let it go, Vanessa. Just let it go. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Hey, It's cool. Hey, it's cool, man. Calm down. Vanessa, calm down, Vanessa. Sometimes you gotta say it. Right now, I'm happy. I'm happy right now, and I'm grateful to have you guys listening to me. But usually, sometimes, I'm a mom. I got shit going on. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself that, and that's okay. Like, you have to just say it out loud. Okay? They say when we say things out loud and they're positive things, guess what? Our body and everything around us believes it. So just say it. Smile. Even if it's fake, smile. You got to do it. Yeah, letting go has been honestly very liberating and empowering to me. And that's one of the things that, sometimes we forget about. We forget about how that affects us when we don't let go of things. And we seriously need to think about that. So, again, I'm going to try to give you guys 5 things that can maybe help when you're going through some sort of depression. And I think depression, sometimes it's a very hard kind of topic to talk about for some people, because some people don't, it's not that they don't want to. I think some people maybe don't want to, and some people just find it hard to talk about things. And it's understandable, because sometimes it is just hard to talk about things, and that's okay, like, you shouldn't feel pressured if someone's just like, hey, like, maybe they know you really well, and maybe you just feel like you don't want to talk about it right now. Right now is not the time. But I think sometimes too, when people are concerned about you, whatever the situations that I told you earlier, like, there's a lot of situations why, people would feel that way. There's a lot of reasons why people would be feeling depressed or sad or feeling pain inside. And again, there's so many things that could be going on in their lives, whether it's a divorce, a relationship breakup, they lost a job, death of somebody, loss of a friendship. There's, like, again, I said, there's so many things as to why someone would feel a certain way. But so take a different view. Sometimes, depression can be just, very hard thing on ourselves, because we will beat ourselves up asking us, like, how come we're so stupid? Why are you not worthy of something? And sometimes you have to kind of take a different view. And in these moments, you have to, like, know that when you're thinking that way, like when you're thinking in that way where you're thinking so badly about yourself that you're only seeing things one way, right? Because you're only seeing them one way. You're like, this is the only way that life can be, right? And that's the thing that sucks when you're feeling that way, because you feel like there is no other way. And but when you're like looking at it in that way, you miss all these other beautiful things that are in the world that you refuse to look at, because you're so set. You're like, no, the world is only this way, and that's that. And that's not true. Sometimes it's also very helpful for you to visualize a happy memory. Because if you're constantly always going down to a very sad memory, I feel like we go down this rabbit hole, and all those dark feelings that you get sometimes will just overwhelm you. And that's not good, because when we start to get overwhelmed, it could take over us. And so just close your eyes and go to a happy memory. Go to a happy memory that you can think of. Whatever it is, if it brings you happiness, it kind of makes you laugh, and you always think about it like, what a good memory that is. Go to that. Tell me something good. Tell someone else something good. Sometimes just being kind to someone else, whether it's you telling me all the good qualities about yourself, because everybody has qualities that they're proud of or that they wish somebody knew. And if I'm more than positive that most of us are naturally kind and caring, loving, and we kind of need to get out of that we're survivors mode. Like, we need to survive, because that's scary. Like, to think that, like, damn, like, we just got to survive. We just got to survive. And like, fuck, like, sometimes we forget to be human and to live and to be kind to one another. And that's not fair to you if someone hasn't been kind to you because they're just like in that survive mindset, I'm here and I'm acknowledging you. I know you're here listening. I know you're there. And like I said earlier, just know that you need to be around people that make you feel special, people that make you feel unique, people that are lovable, people that understand you. And if you're around people that don't see that in you, then you're just not around the right people. And maybe it's time for you to find a new crowd, a new group of people. Make plans. I know I said this earlier, but sometimes when a person is depressed, I feel like the only place he or she wants to be is in bed. Preferably, probably under the covers with the shades closed. So I feel like sometimes when you lift up the phone and you hear a friendly voice, and I know that can be kind of difficult when you're feeling like depressed, but at least, go out with a friend, give your friend that chance, to kind of just venture out of those four walls and get your mood lifted up. Because, another thing too is that we have to remind ourselves that social media can be a very dangerous thing sometimes, and it can make people feel like as if everyone around them is moving except them, and that's not true. So I read up on a study that said that by limiting your social media to approximately at least about 30 minutes a day will decrease feelings of depression, anxiety, sadness. And so that's something to definitely take into consideration. If you're, going through any of these things right now, the last thing that you probably should be doing is being on your social media. Like, give it a break, rest. The world is going to still continue evolving. Just make sure that your mental health is top priority always. And last but not least, find something to look forward to, So I feel like that when we book a trip somewhere or buy concert tickets or plan a party, just whatever brings you joy. I feel like those are the biggest mood turnarounds, whether it's being with your family, reading a good book. Just do those things that bring you that kind of like excitement when you're a kid, when you're like, man, I'm actually like looking forward to this, like this is exciting because you don't know, but you're not thinking about the things that are bringing you down. So the whole point is that stop continually basically telling yourself that that nothing good will ever happen again to you, or you've been there, or you've seen that, or you've done that, because chances are that none of those things are true. And when you're not in the right state of mind, you're not thinking with the world through the right lens. And that's really important. So yes, I hope that anything that I've said here today was helpful for somebody out there. Again, I'll probably come back and scratch on this topic again. But definitely dealing with pain is not a good feeling. Obviously, like nobody wants to go through it. Nobody wants to deal with it. But I just feel that allowing yourself to be sad is a good thing. Like, don't think like, oh, I'm not supposed to feel this way. Like, I couldn't possibly feel it. I shouldn't. You should. If you feel it, then feel it. But denying yourself those feelings may force them underground, where I feel like they could do more damage with you in time. So cry if you feel like it. Notice if you feel that relief after tears drop. Write in a journal, listen to music, spend time with friends, family, and draw to express the emotions of whatever you're feeling. But think about the context of the sad feelings you're feeling. Are they related to a loss or an unhappy event? Think about the feelings in a non-judging way to yourself, and ride that wave of experience, because that is going to be the best fucking growth that you can ever have. And you'll probably have many more like it. And don't be afraid, because when I tell you I've been through hell and back, I've been through hell and back, and now I'm here. And I'm always here if you ever need me. So if you're ever going through something and you just feel like, holy fuck, I can't talk about this. This shit feel like it's suffocating me, like I'm drowning, like there's no way out. There's a way out. And like I said, there's a purpose for you to be here, and you will find it. Okay? Because there's times where, god damn, I fucking felt like I was never going to find what my purpose on this earth was, or why I'm here. What the fuck, doesn't matter. But I'm telling you that it does. So just know that this will pass. And it's not always going to be like this forever. So yes, thank you guys so much for listening. This was a really amazing topic to talk about, because with the new year, always things come about. Sometimes the year starts rough. Sometimes the year starts amazing, and then it ends up going to shit like a couple months later. But it's all about perspective. And so just know that we're only in the third month of the new year. And so we're fucking grabbing this new year by the handles, man, and we're riding this shit to the sunset, and we're not giving up. So yeah, I hope anything I said here today was really helpful to you, and you feel like a weight has been lifted off your chest, because I know that I have just been able to talk to you guys about it and just help you guys, or help anyone out there that's listening that may be going through something. So again, if you feel like you have any questions or you want to talk about this segment, feel free to email me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. If you want to be a co-host, or you think that there's a topic that I should be talking about, please also feel free to email me. I'm also on YouTube, so please go ahead and subscribe and follow that. I'm on People Talk Now on YouTube. So if you feel like watching the videos or like listening to them on there, that's also an option. I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me at People Talk Now on IG. Message me there. And yeah, you guys, if there's anything that you ever want me to talk about, any hilarious post that you think should be that I should know about, hashtag People Talk Now, and I'll go ahead and I'll look through them, and I'll reshare them. So thank you guys so much. And as always, you guys always know that I always like to end my podcast and the show with a word of the day and a joke of the day. So let's see. Let's start with the joke of the day, which I had it here somewhere. Okay, so the joke goes like this. A rancher was minding his own business when an FBI agent came up to him and said, "We got a tip that you may be growing illegal drugs on the premises. Do you mind if I take a look around?" The old rancher replied, "That's fine. You should go over there, though," as he pointed at one of his fields. He said, "You shouldn't go over there, though," as he pointed out at one of his fields. And the FBI agent snapped at him, "I'm a federal agent. I can go wherever I want." With that, he pulled out his badge and shoved it in the rancher's face. The rancher shrugged this off and continued with his daily chores. About 15 minutes later, he heard a loud scream from the field he had pointed out earlier. all of a sudden, he could see the FBI agent sprinting towards him with a large bull on his heels. The rancher rushed to the fence and yelled, "Your badge! Show your badge to the bull!" But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I read it and I was like, wow, what a dick. I'm just kidding. You know you guys were thinking it too. Okay, so last but not least, today's word of the day. I might have to get some assistance with this one because I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce it right. Okay, let's get some assistance. I don't want to fuck this up. Rectitudinous. It's spelled Rectitudinous. Let's say that again. Rectitudinous. The definition of rectitudinous is characterized by the quality of being honest and morally correct. Self-righteous. Did you know rectitudinous comes to us straight from the late Latin rectitudo? English added the OUS ending, with which itself ultimately derives from the Latin word rectus, meaning both straight and right. So yeah. In the year 1897, it was used in the phrase notoriously and unctuously rectitudinous, although rectitude often expresses an admirable moral integrity. Rectitudinous has always had a less flattering side. It can suggest not only moral uprightness, but also a displeasing, holier-than-thou attitude. Well. Okay, you guys. New word of the day. Go out there, use it. Tag me to it if you use it in a sentence. Text it to somebody today. Say, don't you be a rectitudinous asshole to me today, okay? Just kidding. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, I appreciate you guys, man, for listening to me week in and week out. We are 27 weeks in. This is the new episode. So yes, holy shit, you guys, 27 weeks in. That's amazing, okay? This show started on September 11th, and here we are, 27 episodes later. Wow. And I want to thank everybody who's been listening to me from day one. I'm grateful to be here. So yes, as always, you guys, reach out to me if you have any questions, you have any jokes that you want to share. Email me these jokes and I'll go ahead and I'll share them. I'll give you a shout out. If you have any jokes, share them with me on your Instagram. I'll go ahead and share those too. Don't even trip. I got you. So yeah, reach out to me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com. Don't be afraid. I'm there. Yeah. So as always, you guys, you already know it's been a real fucking slice, and everybody have a fucking kick-ass Wednesday. Bye.